Hey everybody, boy has it been a while. Gosh, I've been working a whole lot on some emotional issues that I've been putting to the side because it wasn't that I didn't want to deal with them. I thought it would take a different turn than what it did. I really should have, I guess, knew that it would probably turn out like that. But yeah, that's still something totally different than what I expected. I ended up confronting my dad over some stuff that was still making me sick, very sick. Just still trying to deal with it inside my head and my heart and everywhere. And what I thought was going to happen, because there are some very twisted things that I was going to bring up. I thought it would be a chance for both of us to let go, be able to work through some stuff, to be able to heal. I didn't know if we would ever have a chance at a relationship again, but I didn't know if it was eating at him as much as it was eating me, and I wanted to give him that opportunity. I know how bad it is to want to be forgiven and not to remember things, some things. All I do know is when you have that other person looking at you and you see the hurt in their eyes, you know you did something. Although you can't remember, you know you did something. And all you want to do is make that right for the other person. And so we get there at the therapy session where I'm ready. And that's also thanks to my husband, because he's the one that pushed that one, which was a good push. I need pushes every once in a while. So we get there, and the week before then, I was having panic attack after a panic attack, and like I said, I thought my dad would be, I was just scared to tell him. He'd have to relive it, and maybe thinking of, oh my gosh, I'm going to kill myself, or I can't believe, just the pain, the hurt, and heartache is what I was thinking of. I didn't want him to go through that. I figured karma kicked his ass enough. That wasn't the point of this. I didn't really feel like he should really go through it. It wasn't the point of me wanting you to feel hurt and pain type thing. That's why I guess it was hurting me so much. But I laugh now because it really pisses me off that I went through any of them kind of emotions or feelings. And this is why I do have a really hard time. I got a hard time with men anyway. Just men in general. Except for Eddie. Eddie, my brother, and my son, they're rock awesome, but my dad made a lot of issues with men come up, and it just, I don't know, it's really hard for me to look at another man and not think, do you have some of my dad's characteristics in him? It's just really weird. I've gotten over a lot of that over the years, but still, it's like every man that stands before me, I judge him as my father, and I'm trying to work on that. But, it's just another judgmental thing that I'm working through, and I'm doing pretty darn good at it. I don't shut down and shut people out anymore. I give everybody a chance, and it's got to be a whole lot of love and care in your heart. But okay, getting back to, I want to keep us under 10 minutes. If I have to, I'll make a second video. But I went to my therapist. And we were all ready. I haven't been to her in a while, but I knew this was one of the steps that I'm tired of being sick. And I know that I backslid a little bit to get to where I had to go to Betty. I've gained weight. I went back on some eating. I haven't went back to any meat or dairy or anything like that. But you could still gain weight on being vegan. And I would find a way, oh my gosh, I need cookies. I'm going to find vegan cookies. I want ice cream. I want vegan ice cream, that type of thing. So, but I'm not going to beat myself up over that, because I needed that cushion for the fall of what was about to happen. So be it. I'll move on from that. So like for the 50th time, I went to Betty's. And my dad was there. He was all ready for it. I don't know what the heck he was ready for or what he thought was going to happen. But dude was certainly not ready for what was about to happen through that door. I don't know what he was thinking. But, we get in there and she tells him, You know, you're going to probably hear some stuff that's going to be very upsetting. It's going to be pretty demented. I mean, she was just letting him know this is, and he was like, yeah, she thought it was awesome that he was there to support his daughter and everything was great. And he was like, yeah, I'm here. And I don't know what he was there for. I'm still trying to figure that one out. But then when we were talking about childhood stuff, the man had a complete blank face, and it wasn't even disbelief. It wasn't even shock. It was like no emotion, no nothing. Like, all the man could say was, I didn't know I was here for this. She's a liar. The reason I'm sharing this with you all is because I know a lot of you all are going through the same thing. And believe me, as much as I went through with my dad, I don't want any kind of bashing about him on YouTube or in the comments. What I'm saying now is with somebody who's lived in disbelief so much and probably has had so much trauma himself, you block it out. I can kind of understand that because of what I went through. It does not make anything right, and I have nothing to do with the man anymore. I'm done. He walked out after the first 10 minutes. Okay? 10 minutes, he walked out. Called me a liar. Said that I've twisted the truth. My therapist was like, well, you know, we said that this was her truth. We want to know your truth. We want to know your truth. And of course he's just like, well, I can't talk to her, blah, blah, blah. And then he said, well, some of it's the truth, but I didn't know we were going back to childhood, and I didn't know, I thought we were here over her mom. Alright, whatever. And then he had the nerve to stand up, and after calling me a liar and saying that I need to quit living in the past, and then he was like, I love you, give me a hug. Hell no. No, and no. Don't think so. So he left. And I did tell him, I said, no, I didn't say, oh, hell no, but I was like, no, I don't, no, because it wasn't even about all that, but he made it into that, and that's fine. This was the chance for me and him. I don't know if we could ever rebuild anything. I wasn't looking for that, but for him to be able to go on without, go on about himself with coming clean off a few things, and maybe possibly telling me his side of the story if he felt so inclined. And maybe he could break free and do things that he actually wanted to do in life. I don't know if any of this makes sense to anybody, but it made a whole lot of sense up in my head, and I know it wasn't my fault of what happened. But when I came home, he left me a nice little note, pretty much cutting me out of his life completely, saying I had so much hate in my heart, and that I shouldn't be living in the past. He refuses to live in the past. And let's see, what else was in that little letter? He was pretty much done. He cut me out of his will, which there was nothing material I wanted from the man. Which is really funny that he would even... Material? Really? Did you get this out of... yeah, pretty messed up in the head. And, and that when he dies, I don't want to see him now. I don't want to see him when he dies. And he's making it where I don't have any rights to see him, and when he's cremated and whatever. Same thing happened with my mom. So pretty much, at first it was a shock and awe, but then I was like, for real, Mom already pulled this card. You couldn't pull your own. You couldn't come up with something more original. And I know that probably sounds sick to some people, but if you went through the kind of crap that I went through with Mom, you would know that the whole life of everything, and this probably understand a whole lot better about why I was so freaking sick all the time. Probably so. Yes. So I would like to say that I feel like a huge weight has been lifted up off me, and if you are scared to ever do anything like that, and you know it's the darn reason why you were so sick and you can't get past any kind of health concerns or what have you, you probably need to, go talk to somebody, of course. and make sure that you take the proper steps. With me, it had to be, I knew me and my dad couldn't talk. We just couldn't. And this is going to go over, I'm sorry, it's going to go over 10 minutes, but not by much. I'm going to wrap it up now. Don't be scared, because being scared and that inner child needs to be healed. My inner child was scared of that man for I don't know how long, and that scared turned into me being hateful to every single man that crossed my path, because it was, it's not right. You don't live like that, period. Do not live like that. Go and get help anyway. Good Lord, it took me how many years? Like 4 years since Mom's been dead to come up, and I couldn't even tell you how many I was hospitalized for having nervous breakdowns, and it was just dealing with all that stuff of Mom and Dad. Nobody should ever live like that. I was feeling bad. I was like, a daughter shouldn't feel like this, and a daughter shouldn't have their dad relive. No, hell no. The man couldn't even stay there and listen and talk to me. He up and left in some 10 minutes. That was it. I got to see. And you know, the one thing that I prayed about going in was, God, either show me that I'm seeing him wrong, or help me, find closure with knowing who he really is, and what everything that I thought was not some kind of sick and twisted movie. And which you really feel like that. You do feel like you're going crazy. And I know this is going to sound sick too, but what was even greater was something that he always did behind closed doors, or something that he always did to women in general, that he would never do in front of Eddie, because Eddie's a man, and he just wouldn't do. He did in front of Betty. And that was doubling up his fist, looking like he was getting mad, like he was about ready to hit somebody. And doing the, I hate you, you're no good, you're stupid, blah, 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 which he didn't say that, but this is the kind of feeling that you got up into, oh, I love you, give me a hug. Kind of bullcrap garbage that makes you sick in the head of thinking, let me beat you, oh, I love you type reality. But yeah, I really don't know if this is going on YouTube, because like I said, it's crazy to feel this good, to know that, like my brother said, if this is the price I have to pay to have solitude, and to not be sick, and to be able to enjoy my life and my family, then it's a price I had to pay. And all I can say is, I hope, maybe I was a constant reminder to everything he did, and this is what he needed to be able to get on with his life and to have a life. So be it. Don't be scared. Wrap up everything, cut cords, repair it, or let it go. But life's too short. And that's one thing I'm going to start practicing too. If I got something to say, I'm going to say it, not in a hateful way. I'm talking the good, the bad, the I'm sorry's, the whoa, what the heck, because life is just way too short to let that stuff build up like it did with me. Sorry. Go to the airport. You guys be good. God bless you, and work on it. Work through it, and let me know if you went through, because that would help me out a whole lot to know if somebody else has been able to face their demons, their fears. That would help. All right, you guys take care, and I'm here for you. I mean, I'm working on the judgment thing myself, but how much you're going to learn is if you don't trip and get back up again. Bye, guys.